Title: Wife's Affair Leads to Sudden Divorce Paper. What you're about to hear could be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. In just 10 days, she'll receive papers that will shatter everything she thought she knew. You won't believe the twists and turns in this story. Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we've got another intense story for you, and trust me, you won't want to miss this one. I'm going to link the full details in the description, as usual, but let's dive right in. So here we go. A month ago, I never would have imagined that I'd be sitting here, filing for divorce. I thought my marriage was rock solid, great connection, amazing chemistry, the perfect weekends. But something changed, and I had no idea how quickly my life would spiral out of control. Everything was great between us. We were partners in every sense of the word. There was never a moment we didn't have each other's back. I worked hard to give her everything I thought she needed, and we shared an incredible bond. But then, she met someone. It all started innocently enough, just a guy at the gym. After 2 months of friendly exchanges, my wife started slipping into an emotional affair. At first, I didn't notice the signs, but soon enough it became clear. I confronted her about it, and her response was gut-wrenching. She told me she was in love with him. Flirty texts, nudes, everything you could imagine. She said she hadn't truly loved me for a while, and that this new man made her feel like a woman again. The betrayal stung even more when she confessed that, for months, she had been withdrawing from me emotionally. She was a different person, cold, indifferent, and distant. I tried everything. For weeks, I danced around the issue, hoping things would go back to normal. I poured my heart out to her, begged her to choose me. But when I asked her to choose, she just said, "I don't know what I want." That was the moment I knew it was over. I couldn't stand it any longer. I told our families, told his girlfriend, and confronted her. You'd think that would shake her up, but it didn't. Instead, she lashed out, throwing things, screaming. It was like I wasn't even the person she'd spent 10 years with. The affair continued, and she didn't even care who knew anymore. I began noticing more signs, messages about their future together, baby names, the works. They were seeing each other in public, and the affair had turned physical. That's when I made the hardest decision of my life. I filed for divorce. She will be blindsided by the papers. It's happening in 10 days, and honestly, I'm terrified. But it's time. It's time for me to show her that I'm not going to be the other guy in her life. I'm not her second choice. When I serve her the papers, I plan on dropping the bomb, going all in. I'll expose the affair to both our families, show proof of the physical aspect of their relationship, and let the truth spill out. I'm also cutting her off financially, no more shared accounts, no more access to my money. I know it's going to be a war, and I'm terrified, but I can't keep living like this. I need to end this chapter, even if it's the hardest thing I'll ever do. Where I live, we have to be separated for 6 months before a divorce is finalized. But I'm prepared for the worst. If she doesn't come back after 6 months, I'll know there's nothing left. I'll have done everything I could, and I'll be ready to move on. It'll hurt, but it's the right thing to do. But here's my honest take on all of this. If I'm being real, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't do it just to try and win her back. Let her go. If she's this easily swayed, if she can just throw away 10 years of marriage, then what's the point? She's not going to change. Listen, guys. As much as we want to save a marriage, we've got to be realistic. She chose this path. You can't fix that by begging, by doing what she wants, or by trying to win her back. It's over. You're going to feel hurt, betrayed, and confused, believe me, I know. But at the end of the day, this is about your own healing, not about saving someone who's already moved on. And the worst part? She's going to come back. Trust me. As soon as her shiny new toy gets old, she'll start thinking about you again. But don't be fooled. You're her second choice, and no matter what she says, she'll always put herself first. I know it's hard. It feels like betrayal cuts to the core, and all the good times you shared seem to mean nothing now. But let me tell you something, that's just the fog of the affair talking. You were good enough, but she wasn't strong enough to fight for you when it mattered. She's gone, and it's up to you to rebuild. Focus on yourself, get stronger, get better. Don't wait for her to come back. If she does, let her prove that she's worthy of you. Now, I've got an update. After I filed, things didn't go how I expected. She was actually relieved. She moved out, and she didn't fight me on anything: house, dog, spousal support. She let me have everything. It was bittersweet though. On one hand, living with her these last 2 months was torture. On the other hand, her leaving felt like the final chapter of a painful book. I cried when she left, but I know it was for the best. She and the affair partner are still in contact. He's still with his girlfriend, and I'm just watching it all unfold from the sidelines. Honestly, it's hard to believe how much infidelity can change someone's personality. She's not the person I married. The woman I loved is gone. But you know what? I'm stronger than I've ever been. In just a month and a half, I've gone from a broken, crying mess to someone who's ready to take control of his life again. I'm hitting the gym, focusing on my career, and rediscovering my passions. And it feels good. I'm not holding on to the past anymore. I've got interviews lined up, I'm looking forward to a brighter future, and I'm grateful for the support I've received. For anyone going through something similar, remember this: cheating is never your fault. You are enough. Your spouse's betrayal says more about them than it does about you. I've learned a lot in the last few weeks, and the biggest lesson? Life goes on. You can heal. You can grow. And most importantly, you can become the best version of yourself through this pain. So, here's my advice to anyone stuck in an affair fog: don't chase someone who doesn't want to be chased. It's not about them, it's about your healing. Take it one day at a time, focus on yourself, and watch as you emerge stronger and more confident than ever. Thanks to everyone who's been following along, and to all the commenters who've shared their stories. It's been a huge help. I'm excited to see where this new chapter takes me. So what do you think? What would you do if you were in my shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button if you want to hear more updates. Catch you in the next one.